I love my children. I think any mother would say the same, even on their worst day. The love you have for a child is different. I love my children with every inch of my being, as in, I would lay down my life for theirs if necessary. It's interesting to think into that I'm okay with ceasing to exist as long as I know that they're safe. For some people, that can start as soon as they find out they're pregnant. For others, it can be when they see their bundle of joy for the very first time. But for some others, it can take a bit longer to bond with the baby. Postpartum depression can affect 10 to 15% of parents after childbirth, whether it be their first child or their fifth, as in my case with my last 4 children. Postpartum depression is a mood disorder that is similar to the commonly known baby blues, but it lasts longer and the symptoms are more severe. Although it is a complication of giving birth, men can experience a form of PPD with similar symptoms, and it most likely occurs if they're younger, have a history of depression, or are having trouble financially. Postpartum depression can also become more severe and present as postpartum psychosis, which is quite rare, but it needs to be treated immediately, as patients who have this may experience life-threatening thoughts or behaviors. It's hard to believe that such a beautiful act as bringing another being into the world could create such a change in someone. It's with the help of the Mayo Clinic, the National Institute of Mental Health, and postpartumprogress.com, we can explore the cause of postpartum depression, the symptoms that are exhibited in patients who do have it, as well as who is at risk for developing PPD. You need to know the start of something to figure out how to end it, in my opinion. And understanding the cause or etiology is the start to finding ways to beat PPD. Postpartum depression has no single cause and can result from a combination of factors. The schedule change of becoming a new parent with a newborn child can result in constant sleep deprivation. And being overwhelmed in caring for the new addition can lead to trouble handling even the easiest of issues. A woman also has to cope with the changes that come to her body during and after pregnancy, causing some women to struggle with finding their sense of identity. Within the first few weeks of birth, the drastic drop in estrogen, progesterone, and other hormones that are excreted by the thyroid gland leads to chemical changes in the brain that can cause a lot of symptoms we're covering next. As it has no single cause, it has no single symptom. Any parent experiencing even the baby blues may experience crying spells, anxiety, difficulty sleeping, reduced concentration, which I refer to as my mommy brain, irritability, mood swings, and overall sadness. That sense of depression increases, though, in someone who has PPD, as well as more severe mood swings. With PPD, they may also have difficulty bonding with their baby. They'll withdraw from their family or friends and experience overwhelming irritability and fatigue. I can tell you from my own personal experience with my daughter that none of those things are enjoyable, and nor were the feeling of inadequacy as a mother or the sense of hopelessness that we would ever bond. Unfortunately, some women also experience thoughts of harming themselves or their children, or have recurrent thoughts of suicide or death. It is hard to bring a child into this world on its own, and it can be even worse to feel as though your body is attacking you for something that it was made to do. With symptoms that can cause such a drastic change in a person's essence, I'm sure that you can't help but wonder, how do I know if I'm at risk for this? Well, anyone having a baby can experience baby blues or PPD, and some people may never experience it, while others, like myself, will experience it multiple times. There are people who have an increased risk of developing PPD after delivery, and that is people with a history of depression or bipolar disorder for themselves or within their families. Families who had an unplanned pregnancy, maybe they're having financial troubles or relationship issues, and that they may experience some form of this as well. Or a parent whose child has health problems or special needs may also be at increased risk. Because of the increase in hormones during a multiple pregnancy, such as twins, which I got to experience with my last pregnancy, the drop of hormones mentioned before is more significant, putting those women at risk as well. Also, people who have already experienced postpartum depression are more likely to experience it again in future pregnancies. In my case, with my daughter, it was actually suggested to me that I not have any more children. I went on to have 3 more children in 2 pregnancies. After doing the research for risk, now I realize why I myself experienced it with the last 3 pregnancies. Unfortunately for me, I was checked out and diagnosed and was able to be proactive in my treatment in future pregnancies. Because of my own personal battle with postpartum depression and knowing the battle of so many other moms and dads out there, I cannot express enough the importance of talking to someone, whether it be a friend or doctor, and get checked out and taken care of. Paraphrasing an article from Quora.com in December 2013, there is an estimated 255 births every minute. In the time that it has taken to present you this information, approximately 1,275 births will have occurred. 1,275 beautiful new lives in approximately the 5 minutes that it took to bring awareness to something that affects approximately 10 to 15% of parents. If we take the higher percentage of the people that it can affect against the number of births that may have occurred in a brief time together, that will show us that approximately 85 of those parents that brought a child into the world in this time frame will experience some form of postpartum depression, a complication of giving birth that can cause so many complications for so many families.